Hello students, welcome to SV Technology. Additional features of ER model. As a part of the extended ER model, along with the improvements, few concepts were added to existing ER model. Those are generalization, specialization, aggregation, key constraints, participation constraints, weak and strong entities, class hierarchical, etc. Coming to the generalization, it is a process of extracting common properties from a set of entities and create a generalized entity from it. It is a bottom up approach in which two or more entities can be combined to form a high level entity if they have same attribute in common. That is, subclasses are combined to make superclass. It is used to emphasize the similarities among lower level entity set and to hide differences in the schema. Here I have given an example for generalization representation. Here we have car, bus, truck, like three vehicles are here. These three are different entities I am making together and saying as vehicle. Consider we have three sub entities car, bus, and truck. Then these three entities can be generalized into one high level entity or superclass named as vehicle. This is bottom up approach. Specialization. Specialization is opposite of generalization. In specialization, an entity is broken down into sub-entities based on their behavior and characteristics. Specialization is the top-down approach where higher level entity is broken down into two or more lower level entities. Specialization is used to identify the subset of an entity set that shares some different characteristics. Specialization can be repeatedly applied to refine the schema of a design. Here I have given same example for specialization also. Here vehicle is an entity which is high level entity divided into three sub entities named as car, bus and truck based on their characteristics and attributes. So this is top down approach. Aggregation is used when we need to express a relationship among relationships. Aggregation is an abstraction through which relationships are treated as higher level entities. Aggregation is a process when a relationship between two entities is considered as a single entity and again this single entity has a relationship with the entity. Here I have given a diagrammatic representation of aggregation. Here A and B are two entities having relationship R. So total this relationship R1 is having relationship with C, that is R2. So this is relationship among the relationships called aggregation. Here we can take another example. Patient and doctor has the relationship with the filling. Okay, like this we can represent aggregation representation. Class hierarchies. Class hierarchies can be viewed in one of two ways. That is, suppose if we take people, student can be a graduate, undergraduate, part-time or full-time. Here if we take employees, academic or non-academic or permanent or contract. Like this we can categorize the people can be specialized into students and employees. Specialization is top-down approach which we have learned in before topic. Specialization is the process of identifying the subset of superclass entity set that shares some special attributes. Student and employees can be generalized into people. Generalization is bottom-up approach as we learned in before slides. Generalization is the process of identifying common characteristics from a collection of entity sets and creating a new set that processes these characteristics. So totally class hierarchy is work based on the generalization and specialization concepts. Next, weak and strong entities. So we know that an entity which depends on other entity to her survival is known as weak entity. Strong entity is not dependent on any other entity is the in the schema. A strong entity will always have a primary key. Weak entity will use that primary key to define weak entity. Strong entities are represented by a single rectangle. The relationship of two strong entities is represented by a single diamond. Various strong entities, when combined together, create a strong entity set. Here, weak entity is depends on strong entity to ensure its existence, unlike a strong entity. A weak entity does not have any primary key. It instead has a partial discriminator key. A weak entity is represented by a double rectangle. The relation between one strong entity and one weak entity is represented by a double diamond or rhombus. This relationship is also known as identifying relationship. Participation constraints. In a relationship, participation constraint specifies the existence of an entity when it is related to another entity in a relationship type. It is also called minimum cardinality constant. This constant specifies the number of instances of an entity that can participate in a relationship type. There are two types of participation constraints: total participation and partial participation. Coming to the total participation, each entity in the entity set is involved in at least one relationship in a relationship set. That is, the number of relationship in every entity is involved is greater than 0. If we take employee is an entity and department is an entity, an employee works for department. This relationship is total participation, means every employee should be part of any one of department, means all the employees is going to participate in all the departments, means total employees are going to participate in work. That is total participation. Next one, partial participation. Each entity in entity set may or may not occur at least one relationship in a relationship set. For example, consider two entities, employee and department, and they are related to each other via managers relationship. An employee must manage a department. He or she could be the head of the department, but not every employee in the company manages the department. So, participation of employee in the manager's relationship type is partial. The only a particular set of employees will manage the department, but not all. Here, the only one employee can manage the department. So, here all the employees are not participating in manager's relationship. So, it is called as partial participation. Means in employees total, if we consider 10 employees are there, only one employee is going to participate in managers, so it is called partial participation. Key constraints. Keys are the entity set that is used to identify an entity within its entity set uniquely. An entity set can have multiple keys, but out of which one key will be the primary key. A primary key can contain a unique and null value in the relational table. So this is all about additional features of ER model. To watch more videos, please do subscribe to my channel and please share with your friends, like and comment.